Recent times have been tough for most family budgets as we all learn to live on less.
Working families have been hit with income levies, health levies, the scrapping of the early childcare supplement and a proposed cut in child benefit. So just what will these cuts mean for the average working family?
At the minute, there'll be no holiday this year for us, which is a big luxury, but with two working parents, you would expect that you'd have a little bit extra for those luxuries, but we don't. It's as I said, we've cut back everything that we can, and it's there's no emergency fund anymore. If something crops up, if one of the children gets sick, it's the money for the doctor comes from a bill for the house, it comes from the gas bill or the light bill, so it's quite hard, but it's everybody. You can see everybody struggling with it. We literally decided we can't afford to have a third child because I can't afford to be off work for 6 months. I own a flower shop in Blanchardstown Village with my mum. Flowers are a luxury that most people can't afford now. So my wages is going down from that. We're paying extra from all the levies for the shop. We're paying extra in his wages for the levies. So it seems just like every month it's getting less and less and less, which is affecting our family life.
Well, Carol Murphy-Haslam joins us now. Morning to you, Carol. Thanks for joining us. One thing that I picked up from that was that out of all the changes, all the family changes that it's going to make to you, you can't afford another child.
We literally wouldn't be able to afford another child. I couldn't afford to be off work for 6 months. I couldn't afford to go on maternity benefit because I'm needed in work, and it's quite possible I'm going to have to cut staffing, which means I'm going to be needed more in work, which means I'm going to have to pay more for childcare.
And at the moment, you employ your whole family, technically, don't you? Tell us your situation.
Well, one sister is my childminder, who she gets a payment. Now, I'm quite lucky because it wouldn't be as much of a payment as if they were in creche. The other sister is a florist, and her husband works as a driver, and I also have my other brother-in-law as an emergency driver when we're busy. So, yeah, I pretty much employed near enough my whole family.
That's a lot of responsibility.
It is, yeah.
When you heard the budget, what did you feel? I mean, were you sickened by it? I mean, did you think, how am I going to pay the wages, or where has it hurt you the most?
It was as I said, flowers is a luxury, so business is getting quieter, and how do you cut your sister's wages? Do you know what I mean? How do you cut her days? Because she has 2 children at home that she needs to look after, who are my niece and nephew. So if I'm cutting her wage, I'm affecting her family life. Do you know what I mean? So it's where do I cut? What do I stop buying? You know what I mean? Whose wages do I cut? Whose days do I cut? It's whatever I do, I'm affecting someone else, which is the same for most employers in Ireland now, but mine just happens to be a bit harder because it's family.
You sound to me as if you're very angry.
I would be quite angry, yeah. It's they're just hitting the family. We've no tax incentive, we've no tax credits for children. They're taking away the early childcare supplement, which was going to pay for my child's preschool to bring her to the school that I wanted her to go to. Mm-hmm. But she can't now because I can't afford it. But I'm lucky that it's my choice of school that's been cut. There's families out there who it's literally they're taking the bread off their table. They can't, they're not eating properly. They haven't got money to pay bills. There's a lot of them, partners have lost their jobs or whatever, and people are really, really desperate now.
You were telling us that how the current economic climate is affecting you business-wise, but what cuts have you had to make at home?
Well, we would go up to the north. I know you're supposed to shop Irish, but we can't afford to. We go up to the north, say, once a month and buy all the big stuff for your shopping, which would save us quite a lot of money. We had, say, the luxury Sky package, which is now just the most basic that you can get, and literally every little extra that we ever had is gone now. It's completely gone.
And it's a necessity that it's gone rather than just an absolute need.
Yeah, we have no choice in the matter. It's if I don't make all these cuts, we won't be able to live. Do you know what I mean? We have mortgage to pay, we have childminders to pay. Our husband's been caught with the levies as well, so we're getting less wages from him every week.
Okay. when you say he's been cut with the levies, has his amount of days at work been affected?
No, he still works his 5 days. He would
Okay.
still work his normal hours, but there's no overtime, which would, you know, they would pay for. He would sort of get little runs of overtime that you'd go, okay, well, we'll keep that for a holiday. If he does get a run of overtime, it won't be being kept for a holiday. It will be being kept to pay off a credit card that we've been paying the bare minimum on. You know, it's like anything extra is going to be paid off your bills, or, you know, there's nothing extra, there's nothing spare.
You've been getting child benefit on. You have 2 children. You have a 3-year-old.
Yeah, and a 20-month-old.
And a 20, so your hands are full.
Yes.
With working full time and looking after the 2 babies. You've been getting the child benefit for the 2 of them. What do you say to people out there who say mums are spending their child benefit on their highlights, or, you know, on a new dress, things like that?
Okay, well, the last time I got my hair cut was 6 months ago. So, you know, there is some mums out there who are, but it's very far and few between. Most mothers out there are spending their child benefit on paying the bills, or, you know, some of them say would keep it till September because they have huge school bills coming in. Or most people spend their child benefit on, if you're working, it's generally on childcare or towards the cost of childcare. Like anybody I've spoken to since this whole issue arose has said, well, you know, I pay for me electricity out of it, I pay me oil out of it every, you know, I keep 2 months of it, and I pay for a tank of oil for the winter, or for, you know, during the summer months. Or like, there's nobody I have spoken to has said, oh yeah, I go get my hair done once a month. You know, there is some of them who do, and lucky them.
Do you feel that you are a small voice that has not been heard? I mean, do you feel you're being ignored? Do you feel you're getting any support?
As an Irish family, no, I don't think we do get support. Like, there's no reason we should go out and have children and repopulate this country. There really isn't. They're saying to us, you know, the whole thing about being Irish is you've got the whole family, everybody looks after each other, and, you know, being Irish is, you ask anyone, we're a lovely, friendly nation who love their families. They're all real tight-knit and stuff. They're killing that off. There is not going to be that family anymore because people can't afford to have children. And, like, you know, instead of having 2 or 3 siblings, you'd be lucky now if you have 1. So personally, I do think they are killing off the Irish family.
Can I ask you, I mean, for me, childcare is my biggest expenditure with my 2 kids. Your sister minds your kids, so it's not as bad. Where do you see most of your money going with the kids? Is it the nappies and the formulas, or what is it?
Well, up to quite recently, where they're grown so often, like, you know, I would have to buy the kids sort of nearly a whole new wardrobe every 6 months. When Daniel was a baby, obviously you have to buy them new clothes every 3 months because they're growing at such a great pace that you have to, like. But it's like, you know, Daniel would have nappies, so you're spending maybe €60 a month on those. And then you've got food, and then you've got all, like, they need clothes, shoes. You know, you've got your Clark shoes that are costing you €50 at a time, and their feet are growing so quickly, you're going to have to buy 4 or 5 pairs of them a year.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Tell us all about it.